Yo, what's going on, man? This is Jack Freeman, the host of the Jack of All Trades podcast. Today, we have a special guest in the building. It is We Were Wolves. We Were Wolves is a band that came all the way from Beaumont to come fuck with us in Houston, man. And they're great guys, man. First rock group that we've had so far. They were gracious enough to bring a bottle of whiskey to the show and everything like that. So we talked a lot about their origin. We talked a lot about what it's like just being an independent artist and having to travel and do things, and what it's like being in a group and what their process is for making music. We also do a lot of drinking on this podcast. This podcast is I almost want you to be 21 to really listen to this podcast because we drink so much that you might get drunk. Yeah, man. We want to shout out Devil's River Bourbon Whiskey for providing a bottle for us for this occasion. And if anybody's listening out there and they got their own bourbon and they got their own whiskey, they should come out and drop us a bottle and we'll be here, man. Todd's fat ass just walked in. And I just want to, thank him, man. We're going to go now because the
You suck and your music's not even that good, and I'm just seeing if there's any liquor or anything to take while I come. And I'm going to do this real quick. Oh, my God. Y'all did drink it off.
We ran through the bottle. We ran through a bottle of...
I can't grow either.
We ran through a bottle of Devil's River, man, and I feel great. We're doing great. We talk about crazy road stories. We talk about crazy show stories and things like that. So and we talk about Todd being fat. So
Oh, they ain't that fat.
yeah,
Jack is still whack.
yeah.
I don't.
You fell off already? Did you?
No, I'm just playing. Like, you guys just do such an amazing job at doing things audible, and I like the way that you guys do things so people can hear the words coming from the microphone. Sorry. That's Drew too, especially Drew. But I think that like everything that you guys are doing is really great for the culture.
Thank you, Todd. You're great. That's amazing. All right. I appreciate you guys, man, for listening, man. And without further ado, we're going to start the show right now.
If you wanna ride, you better make up your mind and choose up. If you wanna roll in the passenger seat of my car, you better make up your mind and choose up.
What up? This is Jack. Well, let's do it again. What's going on? This is the Jack of All Trades podcast. I am your host, Jack Freeman. We are here at the illustrious Brooklyn Athletic Club inside of the 75th and Canal trailer store. Tonight, it is Monday night, and we are at brunch here, a reverse brunch from 6 to 10. It's called Eating Brunch at Night on a Monday. It's such a inventive way of.
It's from Game of Thrones.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Game of scones, even.
There you go.
Yeah, Game of scones. That's pretty. Yeah, I'm here all night, guys. So we have today a guest, a special guest. So we've had our first producer and videographer on the first episode. We had our first athlete was the Nigerian National Bobsled Team's Federation starter, in Sean Adigan. Episode 3, we had our first rapper, Slim Thug. Episode 4, we had our first photographer, Greg Noir. episode 5, we had our first NFL player or ex-NFL player / rapper / poet laureate in Arian Foster. And tonight we have our first group of white people.
Hello.
Also our first rock group. Would you guys call it a rock group?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Why not?
These are my friends. We Were Wolves. That is the name of the band. We Were Wolves, and we will get to that in a second because that's a very odd name, and I'm okay with that. So, if you guys want to go around and introduce yourselves and tell everyone what instrument you play, and give us your zodiac sign. We're not gonna do the zodiac sign. That's kind of weird. Yeah, let's go through it.
I'm Zach, and I play the drums.
I'm Michael Pry, and I play the bass.
I am Vince Brahota, and I play guitar.
I'm Drew. I play guitar.
2 guitars.
Yes.
Wonderful. This is great. So, you guys can move the mic to whenever. So,
Okay.
today's episode is a special episode because it is brought to you by Devil's River Bourbon Whiskey. We have a wonderful bottle here, courtesy.
Fresh.
It's a fresh bottle. It's a very fresh bottle.
Make sure you record the pop of the bottle.
Okay.
when you- yeah.
We're gonna open this up. And
Pop
we're gonna sip. That was a good one. That was a good one. I'm pouring drinks today. I'm the motherfucking bartender. There we go. That's what you call them.
There you are. You got it.
Nice little,
So, what do you call this style of pour exactly?
This is called the get it done pour. The get it done.
Okay. So
Nice
he's
little-
a jack of all trades, man. I tell you.
I am the jack of all trades. Let me tell you something, man. I pour drinks. I drink them.
Shit, you broke
Talk
it.
about them. And this is gonna be great. So take one, pass it around. There we go.
Somebody
I'm
better-
gonna start the podcast off like this.
This is good.
All right.
I can smell it as well. It smells. It's 90 proof actually. Ooh, good lord.
Oh, fuck.
Are we,
Man.
are we cheersing on this?
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Cool. Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Go.
thank you for having us. Right down in.
Ooh,
All right.
good God.
That's what it
You
sounds
can
like.
do the whole thing.
I gotta do the whole
That's
thing.
what it sounds
finish
like
that.
to take a shot of whiskey.
That was good. Thank you, Devil's River.
Jack's drunk already.
Thank you, Devil's Ripper. I am not drunk.
Yeah.
I am not drunk. So, we're gonna get to it, man. I like to start my podcast off by asking everyone how they are doing. The reason why is because typically people are normally in really good spirits, and people are, we always see the best of each other a lot of times. But no, and so sometimes you're that person that no one ever asks how they're doing. So I want to give everyone an opportunity to kind of like talk about, things that they might be going through. If they're feeling really good, tell us why. If they're feeling a little low, tell us why. If you're just, I'm good, it's fine. Just let us know. How you guys feeling?
Like
Who wants to start?
collectively or
Collectively, individually, however you guys want.
singularly? Zach.
I'm pretty good. It's a Monday night, and I'm drinking beers, and we're taking shots of whiskey, Devil's River Bourbon whiskey, and it's pretty rad.
I like it. I like it. I like it. I like the way you. I like the way you're thinking here.
Thank you.
I'm gonna get real with it. My wife and I just found out we're having a baby, so
Whoa! Hey-o!
So I'm feeling real good.
Nice. Is this the first one?
Yeah.
That's dope, man. That's amazing. This is also a first on the podcast. No one has ever announced that their child will be born. The baby should be born in the 75th and Canal trailer store.
Yeah, I agree.
Get a bathtub in here.
Yeah, you just put a bathtub in here and just breathe right on out at the Brooklyn Athletic Club. That'd be fun. Go ahead.
I am doing well. I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking me that.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Doing good too. Collectively, I'd say we're doing. It's all good.
Yeah, man. How's the band going? Like, how are things progressing for you guys? I know, like, me being an artist, I understand fully what the struggle is of being an artist a lot of times. So, how's that going?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going well. We just released a record at the end of last year.
Yes.
Called Empty Plans. It's
Yeah.
on. It's all digital, baby.
Got you.
So we're just pushing that shit out. About to shoot a video.
Nice.
We have an episode of Things with Todd coming out. So just
Shout
kinda-
out to Todd.
Yeah, to our boy Todd. And then just you know how it goes. You're just pushing all the time. You're just doing the thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I guess I want to go back to the origin of where We Were Wolves originated. I want to know how you guys started, how you guys met up, and I also want to know how the fuck did you get the name?
Well, like as far as like started goes, like we've all kind of played music together, like for a long ass time.
Okay.
And so it was only like a matter of time until we all got together in the same group, like to play music together.
Yeah.
But Drew and I got together after one of his bands was splitting up, and we decided to start Wolves. And then eventually Vince joined, and then Mike joined here most recently. Yeah, I mean, but as far as the name goes, I mean, it was just kind of like we were booking shows without having a band name, and so we needed to kind of come up with something quick, and then somebody kind of suggested that. We're like, oh, yeah, that sounds cool, and we just kind of went with that.
So what made them suggest that? Like, what is it? Like, is it just Wolves, or is it We Were Wolves?
I think it was out of urgency. We just had shows ready, And
Yeah.
So our bassist at the time, we already had a band name, and it was taken by someone.
Yeah.
And so we were like, all right, well, let's just pull some shit out of our ass, and we made something up, and then used it, and come to find out that's also taken. So it doesn't
Nice.
matter. Yeah.
Nothing matters anymore with that.
So We Were Wolves is already taken too?
There's so many
There's
variations
we
of
are
it, yeah.
wolves, we were wolves, we're wolves, all of that. But like it was like this push, like he said, for a push for a name. So it's just like, well, what other mythical creature can we think of, or whatever it was?
Yeah.
And then the bass player at the time, he was that was his digs. He was like Jake Boy. Yeah. He was like, how about this? Or however he sounds very much exactly like Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Which I don't do a Jack Nicholson, but I mean he would appreciate that. Shout out Jake, what's up?
Yeah. Shout out to Jake. That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. I'm a solo artist, so I don't deal a lot in group things as far as like obviously like the most time I've spent in a group and wasn't really actually in the group was being around the nice guys. And I say all that to say that the nice guys gave me every reason why I should never be in a group. And so, like,
Well, I mean,
like,
do you miss it? Do you want to be in one? I mean, there's always room for
Nah.
more. No?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I never mind collaborating with people. I never mind doing collaborations and making things cool. Like, I would like the dip into rock alternative would be cool. It would be interesting for me.
Let me ask you though, like, do you feel as being a solo artist, like you don't have like the the group effort as to something?
Do
like, we're like, for instance, I think that we're super critical on everything that we do, right?
Right.
And we're like, oh, we just wrote a song, we're like, this song rules. And then we're immediately like, oh no, that song sucks, right?
Yeah.
So, but then like one of us will be like, nah, dude, we're being too harsh on ourselves.
Right.
But like, you don't have that second or third person. So, like, is it harder or easier, or what do you think?
It can be hard because I'll really be thinking I'm making some jamming shit, right? And so it can be hard because it's just me and like maybe Chris Rockaway or Track Sounds or whoever I'm working with, and as the producer, and they're not really gonna tell me that it's trash, right? I have to listen and think critically and to myself and say, okay, yeah, no. or nah, I'm gonna go with it. But there's a couple of songs out there that I probably don't like as much, and I think it's maybe just because I was trying too hard to go for something, for a sound. Yeah.
So there's a way we handle that, and that's like a pre-production work, like because we're poor, you know. So
Right.
we all we do is like we try to record everything first. That way, like by the time you go and record with like the big name,
Yeah.
you already have all the ideas gone. All
Right.
of them are already taken care of, and
Yeah.
it's like it's already there. So by then we've already gone. No, this idea sucks. This idea, no, every idea that sucks is already off, and then we still hear it, and we still think that later. So it's,
Nice.
it's very condescending. It's always negative.
So, one of the things that I'm always curious of, and I know it happens, but I don't know to what extent. Do you guys have a lot of arguments?
Whoa! There it up. Yeah, get that boy.
Very good.
You know, surprisingly not. Like, whenever we first moved to Houston, Drew, Vince, and I, and our old bass player all lived together, actually.
Okay.
So you would think it'd be crazy, like, you know, us seeing each other all the time, living together, leaving, having to go to practice together, and all that shit.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, you know, some of our schedules were a little bit different, but it was all cool, you know, because we all, like, kind of did our own thing, and, like, maybe I would come home from work and Vince or Drew had been working on a song all day, and they'd be like, "Hey, man, check this out. Like, I recorded this at the house. Like, I'm leaving right now. I'm going to work, but if you want to check this out, go ahead." And so I would have time to sit there and listen to it in my headphones and try to come up with, like, a drum beat or something for it. And by the time we actually go into full band practice, we might already have a song together without having been in the room all together at the same time.
Right.
You know?
I think it's it's very different from my process because when you have a group and you have to record, you have to use a live room, right? So when you use the live room, you pretty much have to have rehearsed this song that you guys wrote before you actually go and record it. And so, because if you don't, then the time gets even harder and worse, you know, when you guys are like actually, recording it because you guys don't have the song together yet. So you have to actually rehearse that first, right? And then you go to the studio and then do your thing.
Yeah. So we play all the shows that we possibly can play, right?
Right.
On top of that, we rehearse at least 2 times a week, right?
Nice.
So if we play 3 or 4 shows a week, we're still rehearsing those other 2 days that we're not playing shows, you know?
Yeah.
With that being said, you have to play the same songs. Since it's a very much a live-driven act.
Yeah.
You know, like the guitar solos or the drum shit or the fucking bass shit or the singing shit. You know, you have to be able to pull that stuff off because all the other bands around you are doing the same. You know what I mean? Like they're touring every single day.
Right.
If we had the luxury of being on the road every day, we'd just be tight as hell. But unfortunately, we don't have that luxury at the moment. But yeah, no. Before we go in the studio, we probably played the songs like over fucking, hundreds of times. You know.
Yeah.
And so then by the time that we go in, we've already recorded it once, re-recorded it,
Because you have
re-recorded it. So the time that I'm spending the money like on you to like come in and sing on the song, right?
Right.
I would have the song already pieced out, right?
Right.
We'd be done. But that's because you want to go in and spend the least amount of money with the expensive guy, and then you can like track it on your iPhone over and over and over again, or whatever it might be. But yeah, we do that. We have a lot of it's pre-production on our end, but also live performing. As you know, you perform live a lot, so that really puts you in your zone because you can't comp your vocal your vocal takes. You can't make sure that we can't mix our solos together and put
And I like recording with a band. I mean, I like performing with a band a lot more because it gives me an opportunity to really extend my song and do things that I like to do with the. It gives me an opportunity to freestyle my song a little bit and be a little bit more free. And I think with bands, with you guys already have your transitions taking place, and you guys got your bridge, and you guys have that all taken care of. So, which makes it a little bit more of a seamless thing when you go to the studio. I think it's very interesting because I look at people's musical. To me, it's kind of like, like if you got two painters in a room and their processes may be completely different from each other, and like this person is like, well, I use acrylic and I paint on canvas, and then I sketch first and I do this, and then this person is like, I just go for it. I got, I use wood that I paint on, and then I, it's just it's interesting to see what everybody else's process is to get to the same place. Because and when I say the same place, I mean to have a finished song, a complete song. So I only produce to an extent of that's a good one. that was
They don't know.
But no,
I was acting like I was sucking a dick and using the microphone as a
yeah,
dick.
that is
That's what happened.
yes, because
Right.
we're grown ups, man. We're adults, and
I
that's
didn't
what
make fun
adults
of him
do.
saying doo-doo earlier, so come on.
Yeah, due to his
But so you produce tracks sometimes, and then you I know you sing on a lot of stuff. Like
Well,
you're
well, my process is normally like I can tell people what to play or what I hear in my head, maybe.
Right.
But I don't play any instruments, which is kind of a detriment to me because then I could do this all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I go in, I write to a skeleton of the track. So sometimes maybe it's just a piano track, or sometimes it's a guitar, or something like that. Then I record on it, and then I send it back to my producer. He does the rest of it around it. And then it makes me look a lot more savvy and smarter because he's now building the record around. I'm giving people secrets about my music, but
Yeah, please.
but they're not really secrets. But there's just like it's like it makes me look a little bit better when he's doing things around what I'm writing, as opposed to me writing around what he's saying.
Yeah, I feel you.
Actually, it kind of works sort of like that with us, like where Drew and Zach would be in the room where we were recording, or like the booth, as it were, or I would be in the booth, and they'd be in the room, and I'd be recording some solo or whatever. I can't play solos, man, not at all.
Right.
And no, it would just take them like being brutal as all fuck, and being like, "Why can't you do this?" kind of thing. There you go. I like that.
More Devil's River.
And a little bit of that, too. A little bit of that. But, no, man, it took somebody going, hey, and kind of producing and getting that out of you. But, like, if it weren't for these dudes, that I wouldn't have the sound I have. Like, I would write stuff, but without them, like, actually going at it and, like, doing the only way they know how to pick. There you go. Here's my shot glass. If they weren't there to pick on me the way they know how, I wouldn't have gotten that out. Or then the same thing with them. Like, I'll just sit there and just nag Drew while he's singing, or bug Zach while he's playing drums, just like, giving him the red ass. It's just, that's the way we work.
Yeah.
Like, we just pick on each other until we get perfection.
So does Cheers.
Cheers.
Another shot. Oh my God. So,
Hey, you brought a rock band on. It's your fault.
yeah, it is my fault. And
We're finishing that bottle before this podcast is over.
man, and we got a while to go. A little bit. We got a nice little while. It's okay. I'm a G. I'm a G. I'm a G to the day that I die. So, is Drew the only vocalist, or?
He sings too.
Okay.
Yeah. There's the three of us, but Drew is the one that we, he's the scapegoat.
Got you. I feel like Drew might be the Bobby Brown of the group, the sex symbol of the.
Yeah, I mean, you got me in.
I thought you meant like the weird woman beater.
Not quite, but it's funny. I like it. So, are you guys childhood friends?
Yeah, so me, Vince, and Zach, and Mike all grew up in the same town. We've known each other for probably half of our lives.
And what town are you guys from?
Beaumont.
Oh, that's
Just
yeah,
70 miles
everybody's
away.
from Beaumont.
Yeah. Well, me, Vince, and Mike are from Beaumont. Zach right here is from Groves, right? Technically, Groves are right. And so,
Where's Grove?
Down the street
It's
from-
Beaumont. it's,
It's like 20 minutes away from Beaumont. I mean, but you
Beaumont
just call
Light.
it Beaumont, and everybody knows what you're talking about.
Beaumont Light. So you got you would be the you'd be the so you would be the square of the Golden Triangle.
I guess so. Yeah,
That's cool. All right.
the square. Yeah, like where I grew up, like it was Groves, but then like I crossed the street and it was Port Arthur. So like I grew up listening to like the Memorial Band or the TJ Band,
Right.
like high school band, like every
Yeah.
morning or like every evening, like when
Yeah.
I was playing in the front yard and shit.
Yeah.
So I mean, literally all I had to do was like cross the street and it was Port Arthur.
Nice.
But
So how much does ZZ Top
I've got a great
inspire
story.
you guys?
Dude, on the Groves, Texas water tower, it has ZZ Top painted on the fucking water tower. I shit you not. I'll
Really?
pull up a picture for you.
Are they from Grove?
No, they're from.
They're from Port Arthur, right? Or Beaumont?
Yeah, I mean they
Oh.
just played shows out there, but like, so supposedly like the story that I heard was like they got like Grove's got a new city manager or something, and
Yeah.
they're like, dude, what cool has happened here? Like,
Yeah.
what has anything cool? And someone's like, well, ZZ Top played here like back in like whatever.
Yeah.
And so like, oh yeah, slap their fucking logo on our water tower. Like, that's what we're gonna do.
Do it.
So,
Let's do
that's
it
pretty
now. Yeah, that's pretty. That's dope.
I had a drum teacher whenever I was growing up, right? Who his name was Russell Bress, our boy Schaefer's dad, right? Shout out Schaefer. But he was saying that whenever he was a kid, he would go to the KC Hall in Beaumont or Port Arthur or whatever it might be, and watch ZZ Top play as they were living in Houston at the time. And they would like go help them move their gear in,
Yeah.
and like sit on side stage and watch ZZ Top play, right? Like in these KC halls, which is totally insane.
Yeah,
You know?
because
Which
you're
and
getting
they're-
a free show
Exactly.
from ZZ Top.
and they're like, I'm getting my ears blown out by like they had just full stacks. They're just loud as fuck.
Yeah.
being crazy. Which is the most dope shit you could possibly do as a rock and roll band back in, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
But how insane! Like being a kid, you're like, I'm gonna move in Metallica's gear to this fucking KC Hall, and then just get blasted.
That's dope.
Yeah, like by fucking the
That's really
onslaught.
cool.
You know.
So, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, as far as the ZZ Top thing goes, like you can't find a rock and roll group that just has that straight, just like that, just straightforward,
Mhm.
and just has that much groove. They got a groove to them. Anybody can
They
get down
do-
with ZZ Top.
They have
Anybody
a
can get down
great
with
groove. Like,
Yeah. They rule.
I
So,
loved
mean,
when they redid 25 Lighters.
Hell yeah,
Uh,
that rules. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, anybody can get down with ZZ Top, and if it's down the street from you, you take like a point of pride, and you're like, I gotta step it up. I gotta do a little bit
Yeah.
more. I gotta pay
Yeah.
attention.
So, if you guys, does We Were Wolves have a top 5 artists of any genre list? Like guys that you, when you're playing your music and you're like, does this stand up to the standard of these people that we really respect, this person that we really respect, this guy, this girl, whoever? Do you guys have that?
I want it.
It can be an individual, or it could be a collective as well. Like
A mission statement. I'd
Yeah.
say no. It's just like the general consensus. It's like at the end of the day, that rule of the fourth or whatever. Like, does it suck? Let's not play it. Does it rule?
Got
Let's
you.
fucking play that shit.
Got you.
And I don't even think that all four of us listen to the same music,
Really?
At all.
At all.
So is it different genres or is it different types of the same music that you guys make?
I think there's like the consensus is like what he said. Is it good or not? You know?
Yeah.
Like I think we all kind of agree on. Let's say that like I might be listening to your record, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is great. And Zach's like, yeah, this is fucking great.
Yeah.
But he's like, check out this fucking, Mastodon record. This is
Mhm.
dope. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then he's telling me about some, it's like a whole bunch of, it's a melting pot of shit.
Yeah.
That's the best part about being kind of in the collective is that everyone kind of draws from different things.
How much does hip hop influence you guys?
As far as our hustle, a lot. Like the way that we operate, a
Yeah.
lot, a ton.
Yeah.
But as far as
Musically, it probably
well,
doesn't.
musically, I wish I could do the same. I mean, we wish we could do all of the exact same shit, but like we gotta drive the shitty ass van full of gear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Doesn't
like
work the same.
people don't. Rock and roll is not necessarily like a commodity anyone gives a fuck about. You know. So it's like you're kind of fighting for it. But that's the same hustle as like rappers or any artists coming up. You just want to like get out there. You know, the
Yeah.
thing that I think that we all enjoyed was that like at South by, for instance, right?
Mhm.
Like you didn't see rock bands out there necessarily just handing out records to people.
Right.
It was normally
It was
like hip-hop
rappers.
artists.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That pisses me off though. Like when guys are just like passing out records. Like I remember like one of the first times I went to South by. Like everybody, rappers' sales pitch was fucking terrible. It was so bad. Like dude will walk up to us and be like, "Hey, y'all like rap music?" And you're like, like, sure. The even worse one is, "Hey, y'all listen to music?" And you're like, what?
Dude, my favorite one is when you're in New York, you know,
Yeah.
and you're like walking through whatever the fuck part, usually the tourist trap areas, and they're just
Yeah.
passing out CDs, and they
Canal
hand you a
Street.
CD, and they're like, $5.
Yeah,
You're like,
they
what?
hand it to you first, and then they
Yeah,
tell you,
they tell you it costs $5. I'm like, no.
like,
Like-
here, you take this back, and then they don't want to take it back.
No,
They're
they
like,
don't.
nah, bro, we could you just $5 though.
Yeah, no.
But you're like, no, you take this
Absolutely
CD,
not,
or else
yeah.
I'm gonna fight you.
Yeah, or
right
throw it
now.
in the trash can.
Yeah.
Frisbee that shit out,
I'm
into an
frisbeeing this shit
yeah.
into
the naked
oncoming traffic.
cowboy's dick.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit the naked cowboy in the dick with this fucking CD. But like,
I had to do that once, so I went on. Yeah, that too. Yeah.
yeah.
No, I went on tour with the band. I was running merch, and we went around to all the Warped tours and woke up every morning and sold albums to kids. They were a pop punk band, and so
Oh, no.
I mean, I was probably, I don't know, maybe 22, 23 years old,
Mhm.
and just had to go up to like 13-year-olds and like put headphones on their head. It was
That's the-
creepy.
It is, yo. That part is so creepy to me. The guy walking around with a Walkman. The guy's walking around with a Walkman, and he goes, "Hey, check out my shit."
Yeah.
And you're just like, I am on the way to Macy's, and I don't want to talk to you right now at the mall. I don't want to listen to your music. And
Who knows how many people has like put those headphones in their ear and shit too?
Oh,
yeah, like, come on, man. Like, this
No,
is
it was over the head. It wasn't the earbuds.
sometimes they're the earbuds.
I love when they're still fucking with a Discman too, though.
yeah,
They're
like,
hey, yo,
hey,
this
check me out.
I'm like, dude, you're not even on like the dial.
You know they still sell
No.
those at Best Buy?
What?
Insignia makes cassette players and CD players.
The cassette player thing I can believe, but CD player, that's crazy.
They still make them, and they're like the CD player is like $25 or something like that.
I might get one.
It is.
Play our record on.
play
I'm
nice
going to
record.
Splash Town and be like, hey guys, you're walking in the door.
Yeah,
Here's our record.
man,
Check it
and
out.
and it's so bad though, because they're just like, hey, you like rap music, and they be like, you're like, yeah. Who your favorite? And at the time, it's like, who your favorite rapper? Is it Wayne? Is it Lil Wayne? You're like, man, I like Lil Wayne.
You said who? Who's that?
Yeah, who's that guy?
Yeah.
Who's that guy?
I like Bubba Sparks.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah. Wait, I'm really into Coolio. What do you mean?
I'm really into Vanilla Ice.
Oh my
So
God.
is there a gauge there? And he goes, and then they be like, oh, you like Lil Wayne? Well, I'm better than Lil Wayne, bro. I go harder than Lil Wayne. I'm like, well, thank you for telling me that, but I still don't want to listen to your music.
You're right.
Like I don't want you to, you know. And then they're like, here, bro. And then it's like $5, you know, or you gonna chunk me anything? You gonna pay me anything for the CD? The guys outside the Galleria are really bad at that.
They do it here?
They do it here at the Galleria. There's always somebody there selling a CD of some sort, and
I feel like we're past that.
yeah, it's 2018, bro. Get a SoundCloud link.
Yeah.
Get a SoundCloud link, and
Well, or just don't do that. That tactic never works.
It doesn't. It
never
works.
Fucking works.
You
play
will-
a show, work, grind it the fuck out, and
Man.
then eat a bunch of shit, and you'll say, "Oh, yeah, that would. How would that work?"
Yeah.
What artist has been signed by that tactic?
Nobody.
Who? Is there?
Nobody
there
has
has
ever.
to be one.
Diddy has never said.
There has to be one.
Diddy has never said, I was walking down Rodeo Drive and I was drinking Cambodian breast milk, 100%. And Meek Mill walked up to me one day and he had a Walkman. He gave me the Walkman and he played his CD for me. And at that moment I knew that I was going to sign him. He's going to be a star. So I signed him. Like, that never happened. It never happened in life.
I think it's funny that you see these videos though of like guys running up on like Rick Ross or whomever, and like, oh, he freestyle. Rick Ross let him freestyle for him, and like, okay, cool. Do you ever see them signed to his record label?
Never.
No.
Never.
No,
ever.
It's like a sweet ass.
Or like Kanye, because like Kanye will listen to everybody rap.
No
He
one
listens
gets
to everybody.
signed.
He's like, yeah.
No one signed.
Yeah. And then before we know it, like we never hear from him again.
I guarantee if you have like a huge audience following this, they're gonna figure out who the fuck actually got signed by doing this,
And they'll be like,
that I'm
"Whoa."
a fucking idiot. Yeah.
Well, actually,
That'd be great though.
the first time J.
People will
Cole
know.
met Jay-Z, he waited outside the building for Jay-Z to come out to hand him a CD. And he handed him the CD, and Jay-Z goes, I can't do it. I can't listen to this. And he handed it back to him, and he just played him because he left. And so, like, for like another year, like they worked, and then they finally got to a point where labels wanted to rock with him. And then like Jay-Z came around and was like, "Hey, I want to meet with you guys." But I don't think he really met. I don't think he remembered meeting him outside of that building. So I think J. Cole came in and was like, "Remember you gave I tried to give you a CD." And he was like, "But there's a."
You don't think that he brought that up though? He's like, dude, I met you one time before.
Yeah, and he probably
I tried to do it.
And but Jay-Z was like, you know, when on the other side of that, you can't really just take CDs from people anymore or listen to people's music like that.
Also,
because
imagine how many motherfuckers shove shit in your face. Like,
Yeah.
that's the problem.
that, and also just like he
It's
comes
like
out with a hit record.
I-45
Yeah,
during rush hour. Like, you're just fucked.
yeah.
Here's the disc, here's the
And
disc,
then
here's the disc.
there's also that element of maybe that big artist that you gave a CD to makes a number one record, and then that guy goes, "Oh man, I gave him my CD. He stole that from me. He stole that song from me."
There's a theory from a local group from back where we're from. Yeah, go unnamed. There's a theory going on. There's this very similarly named song that was really close to the rhythm of this other song that was written by this local group.
Yeah,
Where we're from, and it's really hard to do this without
They
fucking.
jack their shit.
They jacked their shit. Their shit was jacked. It got jacked all over. All that shit was jacked.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, lots of jacking. Yeah, it was jacked
the
off.
music was jacked of all trades. Yeah. You threw me that alley.
But they said it the other day that I thought was really funny is that when artists give other artists their album, right,
Mhm.
and they're touring artists, that they just toss it out and then just call it Roadside Records, signed them.
Yeah, you got signed on Roadside Records. Man, like I use a lot of people's CDs for coasters.
I still use
really
my
good
AOL
coasters.
one.
You're a savage.
Well,
You're a straight savage.
I
I gave you a CD once.
you didn't give me a CD.
No, I never will.
You didn't give me a CD.
Give you a CD.
Yeah.
Jack.
Proud of you for coming forward.
I didn't
right
even
on that one. I was gonna be-
because I got all the coasters at home, and you guys' CD is on the coaster.
Oh, do you know what ours looks like? That's very sweet though. I like that.
Yeah, I know what it looks
pretty
like.
good. I mean-
You guys have really good album covers.
Hey, thanks, man.
Thank you.
Actually, we have a couple of friends that do really good art, but our most recent one is a guy from town named Shelby Hole. He did a fantastic job.
Yeah,
He's done a lot of stuff all over the city for like a whole bunch of venues and X, Y, and Z. But he's also done Adult Swim stuff and
nice.
restaurants and really crazy.
Adult
Yeah.
Swim.
Yeah, it was a blessing to be linked up.
Nice.
But yeah, no, Shelby, shout out. Other than that, like Vince made a bunch of them. Our boy Joey Kissling has made a bunch. I
Nice.
think Joey is working with Todd a little bit on their thing as well.
Okay.
Which
Yeah.
I think you've had on here before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of that. Joey shot our Ruin Your Weekend video.
Nice.
Great.
Nice.
So,
We're still cleaning dust out of stuff from that video. If you want to take the time and watch that video, no big deal. Shout out. But yeah.
And tell us the name of the song again.
Ruin Your Weekend.
Ruin Your Weekend.
Ruin.
Okay, ruin your weekend.
Whatever. I don't know. It's hard to say that.
We are
pouring up another round. No, we're doing it though. Look at you go. Look at you go.
Zach drove me here, so I'm fine.
Yes.
Uber
There's only
drove
4
me
cups
here.
here, though.
Technically, Lyft drove me here.
Lyft is always cool.
Shout out Lyft.
Shout out Lyft.
Wait,
Shout out
yeah,
Devil's
We have 2
River.
cups right
Wait,
here.
we got a beep
but
somewhere.
Yeah, and also, hey, can we beep the Lyft reference right? They're not
Yeah, my bad.
sponsoring this by
Yeah,
any
no,
means.
fuck Lyft.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until Lyft's paying the bucks, dude.
Yeah. Until they start paying the ultimate price
Yeah,
for
my
these
bad.
things.
Yeah.
The ultimate price, Jesus Christ. We're
Yeah.
going to kill him?
You sacrifice your.
I think we should talk about this amazing trailer, to be honest.
Yeah. Wait, who built this?
DJ Prolific did.
Dude, this thing is beautiful. I want to move in. What are you charging per month? I'll leave whenever you need it.
He
but
can
like,
Airbnb it. We're taking another shot
All right, cheers.
to Wolves. It's such a bad idea. It's okay.
Yeah,
though.
no one has to work in the morning. It's a terrible idea.
His or his?
My what?
Your face?
Just trying to put it down.
So, craziest show / tour story that you guys can share without completely losing your loved ones.
No. I actually want for everybody to do their own, and that's what I was going to grab the mic for. Is like I think everybody has a different recollection because there's a lot of what we're doing right now,
Yeah.
and like there's really not a lot that is remembered, like overall.
Yeah.
So maybe everybody individually might have a good one. But
I think so.
I don't think we would like somebody might be like that's not real. Probably.
I want to start with Jack first.
Me
Oh,
first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Set the curve, man.
Craziest one. 2016. We're at Fitzgerald's. Fuck Fitzgerald's, by the way. Yeah. But yeah, 2016. I'm opening for Bilal. Okay. So for those that don't know, Bilal is a soul singer. I believe he's from the East Coast. I want to say maybe. But he's most notably known for his first deal was with Interscope, and he did a song with Jadakiss and Dr. Dre produced it called Fast Lane. Then he has a song called Soul Sister, which is like his shit, right? So but he came down here on tour. So I'm opening for him and I'm singing, and it's a nice little crowd in there. It's the opener crowd though. So it's like, you know, out of maybe the 750 cap that's probably there,
20 of them are there.
Well, not 20.
No, I'm
not
fucking
20. We were at a good 200, 300 people there. So it was half full, but it was nice. It was a good event. So I'm performing. I have this song called Slow Dance, and what I like to do in the crowd, and if anybody's ever seen me perform or never seen me perform, what I do is on this song called Slow Dance, I find couples in the room and I make them slow dance in front of everyone. And it's a good way to do crowd involvement without having to, without having to make people say things and, you know, do like that. So Big Reeks, who's out in the front DJing right now, he's DJing my show. So I said, I got this song called Slow Dance, and I need a dance partner. This lady jumps up, pushes my girlfriend out of the way. And, well, I don't even think she knew that it was my girlfriend, but she couldn't have known. I had no idea who this woman was. She runs to the front, and she's like, I want to dance with you. I said, okay. So I was like, come on up. So she comes up, and everything's good. She's dancing. She's really, and no, I did not. I did not. I did not get a boner. And yeah. So we're.
I didn't even have to acknowledge you said that.
No. I did not. Yes. So we're dancing. Yeah, because the mic was no. Yeah. That's funny. That's a good one.
Devil's River.
That is the Devil's River. So she's dancing, and first thing she says to me, as she whispers in my ear, she goes, what did she say? I love you. And I was like, okay. Yeah. I'm singing, and I'm trying not to forget the words to my shit because she's like distracting me.
And then she had a boner.
Might as well. And then at one point, we're dancing, and she like kisses me on the cheek. So I'm like, oh, okay, all right, I know what this is about. And so I'm trying to sing, but she's like saying things in my ear. And she goes, what was the first thing she said? She said, she wanted to kiss me again. And then she says, I'm a flight attendant. So that means I gargle a lot. So it's okay if, like, she's like, I'm a flight attendant, so I gargle. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, what is that? What are you talking about right now?
Saliva from the kiss.
Yeah. So when the song is supposed to be over, I try to thank her, and I give her a hug, and she grabs my face, and she pulls it to my face. And then she's about to go in for the lip. And right when I realized what she was doing, I turned my face just a little bit, and she hit me right here. And so everybody in the crowd is like, wow, right?
Yeah.
So I met her, and she's like, I want to take a picture with, like, first of all, we had to get someone to, like, get her and be like, okay, get her down.
Time to go.
So now, in the middle of my show, she's like, I want a picture with you. Like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, okay, just wait. And I'm trying to do my show, so I do like 2 more songs and I get off. So I'm downstairs. She comes up to me, and she has a tall glass of whatever she's drinking. Like, you know those really big plastic cups? Yeah, like bigger than this. Like there's like
24-ounce bad boy.
Yeah. And she's drinking like a Long Island or something like that. It was just some weird shit. She goes, I'm
what if it was just V8?
No, it definitely wasn't V8.
Okay.
And she's like, I want to take a picture with you. And she hands the phone to my friend. And she's like, she handed her drink to my friend to hold it so that they could take the picture, so that we could take the picture together. She goes, yeah, she's like, I'm 63 years old. And I was like, you were definitely 63 years old.
Hell yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah. And she was just like, but her friend was also a flight attendant, and she was younger. She was like, oh my God, she's like really drunk. I'm so sorry. I was like, it's cool. I maybe just don't kiss random strangers in the mouth. But that was one of my craziest ones. But I'm going to let you guys.
Who wants to start?
So I guess the story ends up having a happy ending, which is nice. And it's after our shows. I think that we were playing at we were in Austin coming back. I think it was like South by Southwest.
Yeah.
Or we might have just been up there like for the weekend, like doing a couple shows or something like that. I don't remember exactly. But we're driving home. We have a van and a trailer. Shitty van, shitty trailer.
Nice.
And we're going through like LaGrange or whatever, and van fucking shuts down, right?
Oh no.
Like we're going downhill or whatever. We're like, fuck, like what do we do? So we pull over the side of the road. we open the hood and like we're looking inside of it, like we know what we're looking at, but we don't really know what we're doing. Yeah,
you guys are just staring at something.
And so we're like, all right, you know, like we're gonna have to try to call a tow truck or something, and all of a sudden, like on the other side of the highway, we see this like truck, like they put on their hazard lights and they pull a U-turn and pull in front of us, and it was actually these dudes that used to be customers of Drew's at the guitar shop that he worked at.
Nice.
And they're like, dude, like we recognized you on the side of the road. Like, are you guys okay? And we're like, hey, like actually, like our shit is fucked right now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do. And so these dudes were on their. It was definitely a South by actually. Yep. They were on their way to South by, and these are some older dudes. They're like, you know, 50s or 60s or something like that, you know. But they were on their way to a show at South by, like to go see, and they attached our trailer to their fucking truck and brought our shit home instead of going to see their show.
Wow.
And so Drew and our old bass player Jake like jumped in the car with them. Vince and I stayed with the van while we had a tow truck driver like come pick us up.
Yeah.
And it just happened to be this tow truck driver that has helped us out before in the Grange.
Yeah.
His name was Mike Wolf. Like,
Mike,
so,
wow.
You know, shout out to him.
That's crazy.
Isn't it crazy? Happened
That is
twice. So yeah, 3 times. Well, he hooked our shit up. We brought our shit to our friend's house, and we ended up selling that van for like scrap. I mean, because it was just done. You know, we had to leave it there for like what, a month until we. $300, so I can buy my next car, which sold for $300. Yeah.
You sold it for $300.
So. But yeah, like crazy. It all ended up having a happy ending because we thought we were just totally fucked on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden these dudes that just happened to recognize Drew's dumbass on the side of the road, you know, like going the other way. And so, yeah, we got saved and it ruled. And then Vince and I just partied at South by for the rest of the week until we could find another ride home.
Yeah. That's dope. Like that's those kinds of things, like when you meet people that that somehow help you out in a really, really incredible time.
We've had like those kinds of instances so many times. Like we've had trucks and vans like break the fuck down like through the whole like 10-year span we've been a fucking band. Like
Jesus.
We've gone through so many vehicles. But I mean, it kind of is what it is. You know?
You got to, you know, until you get the big money for the tour bus, then you just,
you know,
you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, like that's really cool. That's it's crazy that you would get the same tow truck driver.
It was cool. Yeah.
3 times in a row.
Shout out Mike Wolf.
Yeah, Mike Wolf. He's an honorary member of the We Were Wolves.
He absolutely is.
Yeah.
Mike, you got one that you want to talk about? All right. So mine's not as cool as that. Damn it. But I remember this one time I got super duper sick. One of the many times. And I had fucking food poisoning like crazy, and I couldn't leave my bed. Yeah. The first birthday I got super sick on this. Yeah, because that happened a couple times too. No, I got sick, and I tried to come and play the show anyway, and
good idea.
Yeah, it was a great idea. My birthday's Halloween, and we were playing with old third.
Vanilla Ice's birthday is Halloween.
No, it's not. It's my birthday. He can have it after me.
Okay, all right. I really like those beers, by the way. Those are tasty.
Oh,
That's a good one. Yeah.
The beep, rad, boop. I don't know if you can support it or not.
I kind of want one now.
The beep Radler is delightful.
I would love one.
There
you go.
Shit, I lost my train.
No, you were sick.
So my birthday, I have food poisoning, and we're playing a show. We have a show that night.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend at the time was like, "No, you're not going." And I was like, "Yes, I am." And then shit myself or whatever it is. and yeah, I was like, "No, I'm still going." And then like I couldn't move at all. And then the whole while, these motherfuckers were moving my gear around and getting me set up because they knew I was going to show up. They knew I was going to be there.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I was like, "No, I'm going." And I get 10 feet in the club, and 10 feet to the club. I can't make it in. Can't walk in. One of them comes out and carries me in. I go and sit up on a chair they have set up on stage at Mango's.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Whenever Mango's was around.
Man, yeah. That's crazy.
So they go and set me up a little spot to where I can actually sit up and play the show, and I play the show. Someone like 3 people bring me a roll of toilet paper.
Uh-huh.
That was their gift to me then, and So I made it through the show. Then someone straight up like, who's the guy that gets the cake thrown over him and like brought off stage?
James Brown.
James Brown. Thank
Yes.
you. Yeah, straight up James Brown brought up off the stage. Like somebody's like, no, all right, let's fucking leave. You have to go. You're ill. Get the fuck out of here.
This sounds like the story of when Cam from the Sufferers had explosive diarrhea
That
on the
rules
stage.
on a singer.
And she had to go. I'm going to get her on the show, and she's going to tell this story. I'm going to make her tell this story.
Oh,
And
fuck.
they were in, like, Ohio or something like that.
I'm
if I
glad it's
remember
after
correct,
me
at a
because that
festival.
story totally.
And she had to
trumps
run
me.
off the stage and go to a porta potty and take a shit in the middle of her show. And then she came back on stage and she's like, "I'm so sorry, guys, but yeah, I had to go." And everybody was like, so shout out to Cam. I'm gonna get her on this show.
That rules,
And,
actually.
and she's gonna tell this story, and it's gonna be one of the most legendary stories ever.
That's straight up that she was like, hey, you know what? Hold on, I have to shit.
Yeah.
Right now.
She's like, "I'm so sorry, guys, but I gotta be honest with you. I got diarrhea." and everybody's like, yeah! Everybody's like, "Yeah, you got diarrhea."
See, that's way more rock and roll than
Yeah.
anything we've ever done on
Yeah.
stage. I
Shout out
don't
to Cam. She's the shit.
know. Yeah, she is. She's
See what I did there? See what I did there?
Who
Yeah,
was
Who's next?
Mike?
Well, I've never really gone on tour with these guys, so it's kind of rough to say. So, but right before, yeah, I've been on the road, but this is this deal, right? So, we did right before I joined. I was on the road with them for a day for Dia de los Toadies.
Mhm.
Shout out to the Toadies.
Yep.
And they played at like, I don't know, 11 or noon, like super early. Yeah, way early. And so, of course, I drank entirely too much all day long. It was maybe
That's fine.
10 or 11 at night by the time the Toadies got on stage. And I thought it was a cool idea to grab a fucking toad and start bringing it around to the Toadies. And the toad just pissed all over me.
Oh no!
But I wanted to shout out to the Toadies. I'm like, Toadies, I got a toad.
Yeah, and then he just pissed on you.
Wait, hold on. Just to interrupt. Like we were in like the VIP bar on the stage side,
Yeah.
right? So this fucking frog is pissing all over the bar top, right? This, for a long time.
I had it for a really long time.
The toad got nervous.
Yeah.
Toad got nervous. He's like, "Look, man, I don't know. I gotta pee. It's going down."
Shout out to the Toadies on this one.
Shout out to the Toadies. Yeah.
The real ones in the band.
We've officially polished off this battle of
We did it.
Devil's River.
Fucking did it.
We definitely did. That's a very good bourbon, though.
Oh,
That's
fuck.
a very good bourbon.
Thanks.
It wasn't
built
hard
it myself.
at all. So, what about you, Drew?
Shit. I mean, everything's been pretty normal. I mean, you had crazy shit that happens all the time.
Yeah.
Nothing necessarily in particular that's been totally wild. Okay. All right. Well, we would say that like what was wild is one time we were driving to Pensacola from New Orleans, right?
Nice.
Overnight. So we played in New Orleans, and then we're driving to Pensacola. It's like a 5-hour stretch or whatever.
Yep. That's where Emmitt Smith is from.
Right. And so
And Roy Jones.
Right. And so for us, my family's from there as well. Actually, that's like,
Oh,
where I'm
oh,
from.
nice.
Yeah, but like, for us, we think like save the money on the hotel room, drive through the night. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Get there, you sleep in the parking lot, and then you load in. You know.
Yeah.
So we're just driving through the night. It'll be an easy 5-hour trip. Like probably
Struggling
no
artist
props.
stuff, yeah.
Eating hot sauce sandwiches, all that kind of bullshit.
Hot sauce sandwich.
Yeah,
Oh, my
it's good.
God.
White bread and hot sauce is good.
Oh, that sounds
Yeah,
terrible.
It does it. The free soup's good too. But Let's get that open real quick. Do you have the keys to that? Hold on. We got a rattler for Jack coming in right now. Our girl Jasmine's bringing it in.
Rattler.
Yeah, right here. One of these,
Hello, Rattler.
Yeah. So, anyways, coming soon. There we go. But, anyways, we're sitting here driving through Louisiana after playing in New Orleans. You know, it's like a pretty long bridge.
Yeah.
Out of New Orleans.
Yeah.
So you drive that. As soon as we hit like Alabama, we're in rush hour. I mean, basically rush hour in the middle of the night, right?
Mhm.
Like all of I-10's shut off. So we're sitting there like, what the fuck is this about? We literally sit there for about 4 or 5 hours, right? Turn the car off. We sleep in the car. Turn it back on. Drive down. An entire like 18-wheeler up in flames. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not to say that I appreciate that was the issue, but at least it was a real problem. Like, not just like rubbernecking and bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at least you got some sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. We had to sleep in the middle of the highway, you know.
Sorry. We got a little bit of sleep, but as soon as we got to Drew's family's house, we started partying immediately. Like, it was like
nice.
8 or 9 in the morning. And like, hey, like, we got drinks for you guys and blah,
Gotta
blah,
go.
blah. We're like, all right, well, I guess we're going to stay up and keep doing that.
Yeah, that's a part of the grind that I haven't really I haven't really started doing yet. So, like, I haven't been on tour yet, and I haven't been I haven't had to drive more than 5 hours for anything. So
the rock tour is got to be way different though. I don't know. I have no idea.
I think it essentially is the same because the travel is about
It's probably the same.
it's about the same.
It's
Like
probably the exact.
I do a residency in New Orleans, so I'm there.
That's way cooler than.
I do monthly, sometimes bi-monthly at the Ace Hotel. So I drive there every time I go.
But do you find like yourself like being able to fly in and out? Or do you drive every single time? Like
I drive every single time, but
You're
the
like
thing
spots
is,
at, like,
it's
CM
cheaper if I drive.
it's cheaper to drive than if
Yeah.
like Spirit, $99.
Yeah, but I get to New Orleans on one tank of gas. A Jetta.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. No.
Yeah, like I get there and when I had a Civic, I was getting there on a half a tank of gas.
Hell yeah.
So I like the $99 is just like
Shout
like
out.
it really is like $30 I can get to New Orleans. I could fill up now and get to New Orleans by 2 a.m. and be fine.
Can I ask you, because I don't know, like Drew actually knows better more than I do, but and maybe some of the other guys too, but like, did you have to go with anybody or was it just you in the car? Like just you?
It's just me.
Like, did you
most
run
of the
merch, everything and shit like that?
Most of the time, like, so I don't really travel with a lot of merch, and so I'm one of those guys that like everything comes out of my own pocket. So like, that's the one thing about the group
thing.
thing.
That's a good way to say you trusted everybody. I mean, because it's only you.
Yeah, and but that's the one thing about being in a band and being a group and having a team that I miss out on, because when something costs $600, you can put in
it's not a fraction.
150.
It's the whole.
You put in 150. You put in 150. You put in 150. I gotta pay the whole 600. And so when it comes to merch and stuff like that, I'm the one footing the bill on everything, and so that makes it harder for me to do a lot of merch.
It was crazy for us. Like when we first started, we like literally just like had our jobs to like fund. Like Zach was managing a restaurant, like, and he was just basically floating. Like we're like, hey, we gotta like buy some shirts. He's like, all right, well, we're buying some shirts. We bought some shirts and paid his ass back. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or like you find like your aunt, or you find whomever like to foot the bill for you. Because for us, we have to have like actual physical content in the club as we play. That's how we make our like our money.
Absolutely.
Like we might get paid $300 to go play a show like with opening for some band on tour for a month,
and that definitely ain't enough for 4 people.
That's enough for us to pay like to get to and fro and maybe our hotel room.
Right.
But like for the per diems,
you got to make that merch.
Yeah, we got to sell that merch. So like, you're like, oh, okay, well, do we have can we work our like shitty fucking bartending jobs or whatever the fuck it is, and like sling some drinks to make the money to buy some shirts so that we can go out? Like basically, we're just. It's kind of like drug dealing. You're like, you're fronting the money to sell some drugs.
And then eventually you get it
then
back.
You get paid back. Yeah, you're like, all right. And then it works out. And you're betting on, like, that working out correctly. And sometimes you're like, fuck, man, I didn't sell jack shit tonight. And then the worst thing for us is we're a guitar rock band. Like, we're a guitar band. So we get, like, thrown into the class with, like, imagine the lamest guitar rock group you could imagine.
Right.
Like, we're thrown into that category because, like, we do guitar solos and we, party and do whatever. But we grew up playing punk rock shit. You know what I mean? Like, making our own shows happen.
Right.
But we get tossed into this thing where it does work. But once you go back to selling that merch, you sell a lot of merch when you open for some fucking terrible band.
Yeah.
And, like, you're like, I don't know if I want to do this, but if I did this every night for 30 days...
Then you make some bank. Yeah,
you might be able to buy a new van.
Like, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's like one of the business models that I look at as an artist is it's a guy named PJ Morton. Yeah, PJ Morton. His father is one of the probably one of the most prominent pastors in New Orleans. But he's a soul and R&B artist. He's got a very Stevie Wonder vibe to him. He's a keys player. But what helps him out a lot is that he is the keys. He's also the keys player for Maroon 5. So he's the black guy in Maroon 5. And because there's no black guys in Maroon 5 except PJ, right? And exactly.
Yeah, I actually thought about that the other day. I was like, man, is there anyone?
Besides, Adam Levine. Yeah. Like
I was
he's
just curious as if it was like a TV scandal. Now all of a sudden, no Maroon 5 members, just the guy from TV. They're all dead. Like what?
Everyone's
How'd
dead.
This happen? Yeah.
He's the only one.
But you know what? Shoutouts. I was talking last night about this. Alicia Keys is the new lady on like American Idol or one of those things.
Yeah, she's a
right.
She's a
which one is it? American Idol or
it's The Voice. It's The Voice.
It's The Voice.
Because American Idol has like they're coming back and they have it's like Lionel Richie and not Kelly Clarkson is actually.
No, I think it might be American Idol because it's like the dude from Maroon 5 and some other fucking idiots. But my point being, though, is that like, I think Alicia Keys is like eons be having to host a TV show.
Right.
Right? Is she just doing it for the cake?
Well, with The Voice, and I know this from firsthand, like from.
Do you?
Speaking to
yes.
Speaking to
let us in.
Most artists that are judges for The Voice are actually a lot of the times they're promoting something that's coming out for them.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's gonna be like she has a new record coming out now.
Because Pharrell did it at one season,
and like
CeeLo did it at one season.
What's the Hannah Montana?
Oh, Miley Cyrus, she did one.
What if the Hannah Montana, you're like, oh.
Hannah Montana. I got Miley. I got White. I got Miley. I got.
If the Migos would be the panel for like American Idol,
yeah,
I would love that. Yeah,
that would. I would
submit.
watch that.
Yeah, I would go into that. I would do it.
I want them to tell people how
amazing.
their vocal abilities aren't.
That'd be great. That'd be awesome. I would love it. It'd be perfect.
I would.
Or if they hosted like a Chopped, right? That would be amazing.
They their stir fry song was a tasty video. It was a taste, tasty where they show you how to make food or whatever.
Yeah.
It was a tasty video.
No.
Like there was tasty theme.
Really?
Yeah, and they
That's
were like
awesome.
cooking shit.
See,
it was
like,
just funny.
I didn't have the appreciation for Migos, and then now, right now, I do. Now I get it. Now
I like
get
the
it.
Migos.
They got it. They
Yeah.
know how to brand themselves.
I like
enough
Migos.
to where they
Now,
can just
some of
fucking
their
throw
shit
it
is
in.
like one long song, but
That rules. Because man, I fucking hated it. But
yeah, the whole record is just like one long song, but it'll work.
damn it, Migos, you got it. Good. Kudos to you guys. I appreciate you. If you ever hear it, good job.
Shout out to
Shout out to Migos.
this is I'm sorry. How are we gonna switch gears here?
Jack, bring us back. What do you got?
How are we gonna switch gears here? I'm just about to start throwing shit out there because I like this conversation. This is fun.
All
This
right.
is fun.
I got a switch gears topic. Right
Oh
here.
yes, there we go.
Let's do this.
There we go.
Let's do this.
Let's do
So,
this.
Have you seen? We're in Houston right now. Do they know that?
We are in Houston,
We're broadcasting
and
from
you should
Houston.
probably know that because I'm a H-Town to the day I-D-I-E.
I know you are.
There you go.
Yes,
We needed it. We
There
needed
we
that.
are.
So,
So, have you seen the projected plans for this, like, 5945 I-10 connection? Have you seen this?
no, I haven't.
Oh, my God. It's unbelievable.
Is it great? Like,
It's I mean, if they do it,
is it
going to
take it 20 years to have it?
Of course. We're going to be dead before this happens.
Look, I live off of 290, so this is like 290 is never going to be finished ever.
Oh, no. 290's been fucked up for what? 5 years? 6 years?
290's been fucked up since the beginning
You
of
live
time.
off of 290.
You in Cypress?
No, 290 Antoine.
Look, I grew up in Acres Home, and so I know where. So 290 and Antoine, what's that?
And 43rd.
Oh yeah. So like kind of the Heights, but kind of not the Heights.
Yep.
Like the edge of the Heights.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it.
Yep.
You probably went to Scarborough.
Nah, we're all from Beaumont. You know that already.
Yes, that's true. That's true. But you're not too far from Beaumont. I'm from Scarborough, which is funny. But I didn't see this. I didn't see this development. Like I didn't see it. I saw the Astrodome plan, but I didn't see the.
This shit is unbelievable. So what they're doing is they're taking, like, the merging between 59 and 45 and I-10, all that bullshit.
Yeah.
They're putting it,
Like right
I
up at
guess-
288.
Yeah, next to, like, George R. Brown. Right?
Oh, shit.
All that shit. They're putting it, like, I guess, where it is, like the tunnel situation that's going on,
Yeah.
right? And they're covering it with, like, green space. There's going to be, like, dog parks and, gelato stands.
And performance
Yeah.
venues.
Yeah, and perform. Hopefully, if we're lit
And
yeah,
podcasts.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. It's fucking insane.
It
so
is. That
as
is
you start
insane.
doing that, me and Z right here, me and Zach live on the same street, right?
Mhm.
We used to live in the same house. Now we live a fucking street apart from each other, right?
Yeah.
Still super close, but our highway is fucked up because of all the bullshit they're fucking trying to build to make this shit happen. And I'm supportive of it, but
Yeah.
by the time that me and this guy are dead, that shit is gonna be popping.
Yeah.
Right? So like,
It's gonna be dope.
fuck you. I don't want. Yeah. Hopefully, we'll be dead before then. If they start doing it before we're dead, then Jesus Christ, this
Look.
traffic.
This I feel like they're using just all the Super Bowl money to go put new concrete down. But what they should probably do
Yeah,
is
it's gonna
like
be-
fix some of the roads that are just awful. Some of these roads are awful.
It's
Like
so bad.
Richmond's not that good of a road.
Westheimer fucking sucks.
Westheimer's trash. Yeah. Also, what is it on the southwest side? Is it Beach Nut? Or no, Bissonnet. Bissonnet and the Beltway? Trash. Garbage. we definitely should not go there. Unless you're going to Harwin to go buy some bootleg shit.
I had a buddy go to New York. So, you're a New York guy, right? I know you travel there quite a bit.
Yeah, I've been there a few times. Yeah,
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
I like being
So
there.
you know, like those fake Rolexes and shit they sell, right?
Oh yeah.
yeah. So, of course, you want to. Do you own a Rolex?
No, I don't. I wish I owned a Rolex.
I
but-
think that you're a guy that would actually own a real Rolex.
Do you own a Rolex?
I don't. No.
I really would like a Rolex.
I think you're like successful enough to own a Rolex.
Eh.
He's like, no, just no.
I can order I could afford a Folex.
Okay.
But
No,
not a
those are
Rolex.
still like $40.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I can afford a really good knockoff.
dude. So
I have a
my
Seiko that's
boy-
really
my
cool.
boy, his name's Andrew Youngblood. He's a great friend of ours. He booked a lot of shows for us. He's a fucking. We wouldn't. Yeah, he runs a bar called Secret Group. He wouldn't be around if he wasn't here for us.
Right.
He's a great guy. But anyways, he went to New York and was like, "What do you want?" And I was like, "Dude, I really want like a fake Rolex." And he was like, "Okay, cool." And so he got me a fake Rolex. Me and him matching Submariner blackface.
Yeah.
The shittiest fucking like the shittiest fucking faux Rolex you could ever buy.
Yeah.
And they were like $60, which is insane.
You
right?
could get a real Rolex if you just pay like $300 or $400 on Canal Street.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
this person's trying to like, I mean,
That's true.
no, probably not less than that, but the long story
Yeah.
short is this guy was trying to sell him a piece of shit, right? Like literally a polished turd for like $60.
Yeah.
He's like, no. So we got it for $40, right? Which is not a deal.
Yeah.
But it's a piece of shit. It feels like shit. It's not like to your wrist. It's just a piece of shit, crappy ass, shitty watch.
Do you still have this watch?
Oh, of course.
I
I have it in my watch case, which is great.
You got it in the case.
In my watch
There's a light
case.
over it.
Yes. Oh,
It's
absolutely.
super fake.
Yeah. And it shakes itself for the eco drive.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
shit.
joking.
It's
But this fucking the next day I was like, okay, he gave me the watch. I was like, this is horrible. I can never wear this fucking watch. This is absolutely insane.
You guys
The
pay
next day I
$80
went to a
for
meeting and this dude was sitting next to me with the same watch, the real one.
Yeah.
right? And I was like, how much does this shit cost? I looked up on my phone. It's like $20,000 fucking dollars.
Yeah.
Right? $20,000 fucking dollars.
Rolexes
so-
are not cheap.
How retarded would I have looked wearing this piece of shit knockoff?
Yeah.
Loose as fuck on my wrists. Like it doesn't even like actually take time.
Yeah.
It's just there.
I
It's like
asked.
it's a toy you get from Chuck E. Cheese.
I asked.
Did you actually keep it on your wrist while this whole meeting happened? I forgot to ask you this when you told me this story before. Actually, did you keep it on your wrist?
No, I didn't wear it at all. Yeah.
You didn't bring it there,
That's pretty.
I've never worn it in my entire life. Yeah.
but you got it in the case.
I mean, you could. I feel like you could wear that in like certain circumstances, but the one that you were in where the guy actually had it—that's the best. That rules.
No, it's like
Yeah.
a frosted flake. You
It's
can't-
like it's like
yeah,
it's like
horrible.
driving a Chrysler 300 and then
Yes.
and then a
It had
fucking
all the Bentley like
and then,
accents
yeah,
to it.
a fucking Phantom pulls up next
Yeah,
to it,
yeah,
and you're just
yeah.
like,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. I think I'm just gonna go home now. Yeah, like I asked, huh? How heavy is it? It's not heavy at all. I really like it. Or are you joking me? No.
Yes, I am.
That means I gotta
joking
finish
you,
my beer.
Jack. I'm joking. See, that's the sad thing is like I feel like I'm fucking with you every time I just like say your
It's
name.
okay. I really like this grapefruit contraption of a beer is really good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's kind of like just drinking like a soda, like bitters and soda. So it's only like 3.2% alcohol, so you're good.
So I want to switch gears and I want to talk about how fat Todd is.
Okay, let's go.
So
I got this.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. You step right on in. No, you tell us how fat is Todd.
I'll tell you this. I wanna say one thing. Todd is I think a guy that's kind of like has a little bit of athleticism underneath that. Like
Todd used to be
like
a quarterback.
Like those fried shrimp and
Todd
chicken
played
strips.
Todd played quarterback at Westbrook High School.
Todd also played quarterback at KFC right into his mouth.
Todd played quarterback at Frenchie's. Todd played
quarterback at McDonald's.
Yeah.
French fries straight into his mouth.
Todd is the McDonald's.
That's
Is the
receiver.
McDonald's. Yeah,
Yeah.
Todd played.
Oh, well, yeah, you're right.
Yes.
He only plays receiver. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. He only
You're right.
receives.
Yeah. Oh.
He takes wide receiver. Yes. I was a wide receiver when I was in high school. When I was in college, actually.
You know what's interesting about when we met you? I think actually,
Right.
Were you at that show in Beaumont with the Nice Guys?
Oh, I think that was the one that I missed.
Really?
When you were with they were
We had to like bill them as
'Cause-
a rock and roll band so they could play the show.
really?
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
It was so not rock and roll.
No. So what happened is, yeah,
Because they I think that's where they met Sean too, right?
no,
From Sole Purpose.
We knew Sean and them at the same time. Like Sean,
Okay.
I think might have introduced us. I think absolutely introduced us to them. Yeah.
Shout out to Sean, man.
Yeah.
If you're ever
Sole
in
purpose.
Galveston, go to Shoreline.
Yeah.
Shoreline, get you some streetwear, man.
And he was fucking with us for a long time. Like since he grew up in the same neighborhood as Zach. You know, he's a dude from town.
Yeah.
So we fucked with each other a lot. We played our first acoustic show there.
Yeah.
He sponsored the Lost at Sea EP. That ruled, actually.
Nice.
His fucking logo was on our EPs for like, was it only the one or was it like two of them? Was it three? Shit. All right, yeah, they were on there. I remember because I had that file saved to where we could appropriately put it on there.
Nice.
On the shit. Like,
Yo,
if
Sean
it had the SB on it, I probably made that logo.
Sean's an amazing guy, man. He's a great guy, and I'm glad he's found some happiness out there in Galveston, and he's like, really
we're
doing it.
shitty. We still have not been there.
I've still never been to Shoreline either, but I need
so
to
we're all
go.
shitty. Okay.
I ran into him at the boot.
Okay. Yeah.
And,
Shout out Tommy.
Yeah, shout out to Tommy.
Our boy.
This is the first Tommy shout out
Okay.
of the podcast. Of nice. Tommy got you in there for that too?
No, that was his show too.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
True.
Yo, shout out to Tommy, man. I gotta go to the boot. We all gotta go to the boot one day, and the boot. Shameless plug, man. And he probably, I don't even think he listens to this because he doesn't even know I have a podcast because I haven't talked to him in a while. But if you're in Houston and you want crawfish and you want Cajun food, go to the boot. These nice white Cajuns are they have an establishment that is absolutely wonderful, man. And I really miss Tommy. I gotta go see Tommy sometime like this week or something like that. I gotta go.
It's literally down the road from Wire Road.
It's down like
Yeah.
walking
It's
distance.
right there.
You can walk from Wire Road.
And
So-
you record a bunch of records at Wire Road, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he does. James does a lot of my mastering now. Mainly because Wire Road's kind of expensive for me at least, and I can't like with me footing the bill on a lot of stuff like and me having a producer that I can record out of his studio and stuff like that. I still use James for a lot of my mastering and things like that because like he's always been an incredible guy to me. So, just seeing his process from recording at the house. Did you guys ever record at the house?
No. We've only been. I think when we started living here, we went over to the Nice Guys listening party at the
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the current Wire Road.
At the current right. Okay,
Yeah.
so you guys heard the James Kelly EP at the.
Wait,
Yeah.
time out on that one real quick. We showed up, the three of us at the time, because Jake couldn't make it, or was it just you and me? I don't remember. Yeah, no, it was Zach, Drew, and Vince. As for who is talking, but we showed up with a fucking 6-pack of Lone Star, and all these people are dressed super nice, and we were just like, "Yeah, no, we're here to support our buddies."
Not that.
It looked so.
But the thing is, though,
It's
when
so
you bring
haggard.
a 6-pack of Lone Star to anything that has to do with the Nice Guys, you are right in pocket.
It's
Whatever.
really real.
It's super
It's
real.
the real shit.
That was the
Yeah.
sign of true friendship. They were like, "Yeah, you can come in."
Yeah, like it was. We used to record at James's house, and James had this house in the Heights on 16th Street. It wasn't a big house, but I think they took an old house and then knocked the wall down and expanded it and then sold it. And so the whole front of his house was the studio, and so the D room where the C24 board is upstairs, that was in his living room. And then he had like 30 mics at the mics that he has, not like the Sony and the Bronner and the Bach and all that stuff. He's buying those before he had an actual studio. And so when he was telling us about this studio, I was like, yeah, I mean, everybody goes to a business park and rents out a space and, does that type of thing. But then he showed me floor plans and I'm like, okay, this is a little different. And then when I actually got there, I was like, this guy really actually got a studio built. Like this building is only meant to be a studio. It's not a multi-purpose thing. It's not it used to be a tax office, or it's not that it used to be like a body shop or something like that. It's a fucking studio. And but like recording at that studio, I remember when we recorded the show for the Nice Guys, it was a process where every day we got a song mastered. So it was like 30, 31 days or something like that. And every day we ran through at least 1 to 2 bottles of Jack Daniels.
Of course.
We collected those bottles. And there's a picture somewhere of Eve finishing off the last bottle, and there's like all these Jack Daniels bottles. We still didn't get a Jack Daniels deal. But the listening party at that house was...
I guess the one that we went to. I think that's where we were.
At the house?
No, not at the house.
You were at
the
James Kelly EP. I mean, the James Kelly album.
Oh, no.
So the show was done, and then a year later is when the
James
studio was
Kelly.
actually born. Yeah,
Okay.
James. Yeah,
That's when we did that.
yeah. So
They
yeah.
shut out a whole bunch of people, and Drew and I fucking snuck in.
Let me tell you something, man.
and
We
were
had
in
no
back
business.
left.
We had no
Like
business
a
shutting.
fucking-
We had no business shutting anyone out.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Like, I don't
That
even
was
think I came
awesome.
to that.
No,
I don't even
you
think I
should
came to that.
absolutely do that. It makes everything sound and look exclusive. That
Yeah, I
rules.
mean that's cool, but like,
everything that's exclusive, everybody wants.
yeah,
Of course.
you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Exclusivity
No, that
is
rules. So,
pretty cool.
so we jumped into that, and we were like,
But
just bouncing around. Just
but all
enjoying that.
to us, like, you don't really have to bring great alcohol. You just got to bring alcohol, or
Yeah.
you don't have to bring whatever it is that you're bringing. You know, it doesn't have to be like
There was something funny on the what everybody already had for food. Like, just, there was food already brought. It was
right.
just fucking hysterical because like there was something that was just gone. There was like ham, turkey. No. The turkey was fucking gone. There was like a line, and it was just the funniest thing to me that I just
Yeah.
cracked up. I lost my shit because there was like there was something that like it had 3 lines of names, and one of them was just gone. And somebody just fucking attacked that
Somebody
bitch.
just took
it
everything?
was one guy because I watched him do it. He
Yeah.
fucking lost it and ate all this shit. It was awesome.
Yeah, you got to kick
That
him
was
off.
a cool party.
They got to kick him.
It probably was Todd.
absolutely Todd.
That's
Look,
great.
I blame
hope
everything
it was
on Todd.
God, I'm
Everything
proud
is
of
Todd's
Todd.
fault.
I'm
Everything
so
is-
proud of Todd.
So again, how fat is Todd?
Oh yeah, we got back to it. Full circle. How fat is
He's a full circle.
Hit
Todd? Shit.
an uppercase circle.
Well, I'm gonna say that Todd is a full by my boy because he's drinking that Big Red.
That's true.
You know,
That's
I don't think that a lot of people know this. That Big Red is only popular down here. It's not
Yeah,
popular
nobody
anywhere
drinks
else.
Big Red anywhere.
No,
else.
no one else drinks
Nobody
Big
drinks
Red
Big Red.
anywhere else.
That's true. Cherry wine is about. Yo, I've also noticed that the more you drink, the more your accent comes out. So this is actually really funny. So you're the only one allowed to talk for the rest of the night.
Oh, no, take
No. Like
Now,
this,
I'll tell you that I'm bigger than Todd, but I had to drive him through a McDonald's drive-through one night. Like after we both got off of work, I used to work with them, and they stopped taking orders through the drive-through, and he had me pull through the drive-through. And
That's the fattest
so he
shit
could yell over me to the people about why they're fucking up, like, "Oh, you're taking Uber Eats orders, but you're not taking drive-through orders." Blah
that's
blah
the
blah.
fattest shit ever.
Oh, dude, it was super
I
awkward.
can-
I
I
was
can-
just sitting there, like, leaning back, like some random person in a photo, like, trying to get out of
Todd
the photo,
is-
you know?
Todd is just ordering at McDonald's. Like,
Oh, it's like 3 in the morning,
I
you
have
know?
2 Big Macs and quarter pounder.
Oh,
and,
dude, he was fucking pissed at them.
chicken selects. I have chicken selects and I have a souffle. I have a souffle. I'll have a souffle. And then he's like, "Do you want anything, Zach?"
I was like, nah, man, we're good.
This is a KS. Is it Zachary?
Yeah.
Is that your full name? That's cool. I'm with that.
Yes, it is.
I'm down with that. Zachary.
Watch it. That's about to fall.
So, how many people in the group are single? Is no one single in the group? Just you, just Zach in the group is single.
Just me.
And you're the drummer.
Yes.
The motherfucking drummer is single, guys, ladies. I say guys.
Yeah, don't say guys.
Pause.
Come on,
He's
man.
at Brooklyn Athletic Club religiously.
How many of you is single?
Me? Okay.
Yeah.
So
Sing it.
that's
Sing it.
that's a conversation for another time. I cannot answer that question right now because things are a little complicated. But yeah, I can't. Yeah, we gotta.
I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. Hold on. Are you want to talk about it? All right. So I want to ask. So, what? Why are you pointing at me? All right, hold on. So, you know what is different between rock music and
R&B.
rap artists, right?
Yep.
Is so I'm interviewing you now, right?
Mhm.
So, the difference is that for whatever reason, like there is like a group of people that get behind a rap artist,
Right.
like really strongly.
Mhm.
Rock artists are like, yeah, we don't give a fuck, right?
Right.
Like, they don't care. Like we just do our own thing.
Yeah.
You have your own fucking crew.
Yeah. So
I want to know about that. Why
How-
is that in the culture of rap artists? Because that's not in the rock culture at all.
So okay. So I'll be clear in saying that I'm not technically a rap artist, but I am very involved in the hip hop culture. I'm an R&B artist, but I do understand what you're saying. What that comes from is in hip hop, it is very important to acknowledge where you're from, because that's what gives you the credibility for it. Because rap is like a grassroots. It really started in the hood. It really started in the black and brown neighborhoods of the Bronx and New York, and and it is just spread like wildfire. So when New York was popping, then L.A. saw what they were doing, and then they brought their own thing, and then the gangster rap started, and then around that time is when the South, like Houston and all of these guys, like, and I'm talking about the 80, 86, 87, when NWA was becoming a thing, and the Ghetto Boys were also becoming a thing in 87, 88, something like that. It's very imperative to really talk about and understand where you're from. So if when you got KRS-One coming from the Bronx, where hip hop started, the Bronx is gonna get behind. It's like a village. Like, they get behind the person that's doing what they do. And then at that time, like, there's a guy from Brooklyn. I believe Rakim is from Brooklyn, or Big Daddy Kane. One of them. They might both be from Brooklyn. Actually, you can fact check me, guys. I'm sorry, but and then it goes down to even to the neighborhoods of, like, okay, this guy's from these projects, this guy's from Harlem and all that kind of stuff, and then they get behind it. And then you got NWA, everybody's from Compton. And so if that's the first thing that represents you guys, it's like, oh, we're Compton. They talking about where we're from. We know about these streets that they're talking about. We know about what the crack epidemic has done to us. We know about the gangbang, culture, and all of that kind of stuff. Like, that's a part of our situation, and they're talking about where it relates to us. And in Houston, when the Ghetto Boys came out, or any one of those guys, so like you got Scarface talking about he's from Sunnyside, so it's like everybody from Sunnyside is like, or South Acres, and everybody's like, well, I'm from Sunnyside, so boom, like, well, then you got Willie D from Fifth Ward, and everybody from Fifth Ward is like, oh, this, and then as a whole, everybody can come together and say, these guys are from Houston, they're repping Houston. And so we got to push them to be whoever it is. That's why every time you hear somebody from Chicago, a rapper from Chicago, Chicago's behind that rapper, unless they've done something that's just like inexcusable, and they get behind that city. And nowadays it's a little different, because there's some artists that you never really even know where they're from, because they don't really make they don't really make the music that's conducive to the sound or anything like that.
I think it's interesting, though, because you have people like, for instance, you mentioned ZZ Top earlier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Houston band. They're a band from Houston.
Right.
But like, I wouldn't consider them like a fucking the sound of Houston.
Right.
It's like Travis Scott. Like I wouldn't contribute. I love Travis Scott's, all the shit he's done, but like it's not necessarily Houston music.
Right.
Now it is a dude from Houston,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not like what like I would listen to or what I hear. Not that I don't listen to it, but it's not like what I just pull up on my phone. What's interesting is that it seems as if like shit fucking like people are really working fast in the city. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in this city.
Right.
And like of course New York and Chicago and X, Y, and Z, but it's like way more fast and like more often than like pop music happens or whatever. Like we're more on the ground, DIY. Like we'll do it together. You know what I mean? Like our show coming out with things with Todd and whatever. It's like us and our boy like doing a thing together. You know what I mean? Like our homie and having a good time. Just like drinking beer and like fucking chilling and talking shit.
Yeah.
And it was a good time. But like I don't think that you could find that in a lot of cities. I think that it's very unique for Houston to have like culture to where like you're even interviewing us.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like this right here is a crazy thing.
Because there's no real dialogue between, because even in Houston there's not a lot of dialogue between the hip hop or the R&B culture as goes to the rock and roll culture or the.
I think it's just art. I think it's like just creating art, and people get like really twisted. Like, like you're my fucking homeboy. We've known each other for fucking probably 10 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is crazy. You know? And so like with that being said, we're just making music. If you were painting,
right,
same thing as making art. If you were taking photos, like Greg does, it's like we're just making art. If you're doing what Todd or Les or Slim does or Arian does, you know what I mean? We're just making art.
Right.
Like if we can have this support system, then we'll do well.
It's crazy that we have like a network and we're just now starting to do things together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of it's good and bad. Because it's something that we could have been doing a long time ago, but it's also something that now it's like it feels like a good time to do it because now is as good a time as there's ever been to be an artist because of the resources that you have. I mean, I always say that there's no way that I'm pushing back an album as long as I got Wi-Fi. You know what I mean? Like I can just put it out on my own if I need to.
Yeah.
And, and maybe there's a situation where, Jack Freeman can say, I know this guy and, and I go to this person and I say, hey, man, you should check out Wolves. And if you're trying to get into rock and all that stuff, check these guys out. And then maybe they can then book you guys for shows or whatever it is that they do. And then on the other end, it's just like, hey, if you're looking for an R&B artist, then
absolutely
Jack is that guy. And then,
but as you and I both know, like we're in the entertainment business.
Yes,
you know what I mean. So like, of course, we're in the same. We do the same thing.
Yeah,
all of us.
Yeah,
and so like having you, if you look at any record that's probably hitting some sort of like chart, right?
Yeah.
There's not just like the same dipshits involved.
Right.
There's more fucking hands in this pie than just a couple of assholes like pressing the space bar on their fucking MacBook.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
So now with that being said, like, everything fucking melts. Like if you're a country artist, yeah, maybe it's not a country song, but you have an idea of what works and what's not. Right. As you've sung on everything in the fucking world. I see you on records that I'm like, I buy them out of the store. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like it's scrolling through like the screen on my fucking car or your car, Zach. I don't have a screen on my car.
Yeah.
But I see it. I'm like, Jack, really? Holy shit! But we're on the podcast. Like it's all combined. It's all like the same fucking thing. It's making art. Like the guy that did our record, Shelby Hole, the guy that did the artwork, right? Like he doesn't like make album art for a living.
Right.
He's just an artist.
He's just an artist.
And you're just an artist, and you're a fucking artist. Like, I mean, we're in your clothing store. You know what I mean? Like, this is dope. We make art. And so, like, all you have to do is support each other's making art. And, like, some people you just cannot support. There's some people that you, like, are, no.
There's someone you're just like, I can't do that.
You're a goon, or, like, you're saying some fucking crazy shit. I'm not fucking with that.
Or you're just an asshole.
Boom. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But, like, for more often than not, like, thank you for having us on the fucking podcast.
Absolutely, man.
It's like, this is...
Absolutely. Like,
we've done a lot of interviews. This is the first podcast we've ever been on, and it's been great.
Yeah.
And, like, it's because we're, been doing homies for 10 years,
Yeah. And it's just always been like a, like I said, it's always just been something that has to do with, like, timing and just being able to, now that we've figured out so many ways that we can express ourselves and really do this, like, because podcasting for me is, like, it's pretty dope. I get to have conversations with my friends, and it just so happens that my friends do great things. Like, my friends are doing things that I'm not even doing. You know what I mean? And sometimes in the podcast, I get information from people that, like, I heard some stuff from Slim that he doesn't even know this, and if he listens to this podcast, like, he doesn't know this, but, like, there was a lot of stuff in that podcast that I needed to hear just for myself and just to be able to, like, continue to go throughout when I'm throughout my day and, stuff like that. Same thing with Arian. Arian said some things that I was just like, that makes a lot of sense. And it's just and even with you guys, like, the way that, even the transparency of you guys coming in and you're just like, look, we're not sugarcoating anything. We got a shitty van that we travel in.
Yeah,
we all got day jobs. He's about to have a kid. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's taken except Zach, and everybody has their own situation that they deal with, and it lets me know, like, I like to be around like-minded people because it lets me know that I'm probably not alone. And because
that right there, that you already just said it. You fucking made the mission statement of the podcast right there.
Yeah,
you're not alone, and that's the glory of a podcast.
Right.
That's the glory of every podcast. And like, we've all found our one, and, like, I guarantee you can find your friend that just, like, showed you the podcast you need to listen to.
Yeah.
Like, these guys all showed me the podcast I have to listen to.
Yeah.
And sure enough, like, I listened to them, and they make me feel like I'm at home.
Right. Yeah. And it's really about just, like, understanding, because we may not, in music, I always say that, like, we're all, like you said, we do the same thing. It's just that our process is different and our influences are different. Like, if you gave me 5 or 6 punk rock bands, then there's a good chance that 4 to 5 of them, I don't know. I've never even heard of them.
But, like, we can all learn off of each other from it, because,
right.
Like Drew was saying earlier, like, we kind of play off the rap game a little bit, like, doing shit like how rap artists, like, promote their shit, like,
the hustle.
Yeah, I mean, we can all learn off each other, and I think that a lot of people, like, don't try to put all that shit together. Like, they want to keep everything separate. Like, this is how rock and roll people do things. This is how rap artists do things. This is how our R&B artists do things. Like, we can all work together and, like, really, like, push each other, like, to be fucking great.
Yeah.
And if we're all behind each other, like, it's fucking rad.
So how does rock music return back to the prominence that I've seen over the years? Like, how do they do that? Because they've kind of fallen into, like, everything has kind of gone into, like, a pseudo pop situation, and that kind of thing. Like, how does a person how does rock return back to the prominence that it had?
I don't think that, like, that's I don't know. I think that you should just make songs, make good
right.
music, right? Like, it's not necessarily a rock thing, or like hey, I'm making a song or X, Y, and Z, because you fall victim to the words you put around the thought you're trying to make, right? And so, like, you want to make a song, make a song. If it happens to be heavy, then it's heavy. If it's not heavy, it's not heavy. Who cares, right? Like, you're just making music, and that's what I find most interesting about musicians, and what I like the most about people that even make art in any way, if it's graphic, if it's fucking musical, if it's you're writing a book, whatever it might be, is that you're, like, trying to find some way to connect to me and you having a conversation, right? It's built more upon our connection than just me glorifying myself, you know? So, like, if a song sucks, a song sucks.
Right.
You know? Song's good, a song's good. That's all that matters. If you don't like songs because you don't like it, it's a fucking, like, a fucking acoustic guitar, then you're probably fucking an idiot. You know? If you don't like a song because it has a fucking piano and you don't want to hear a piano and a girl singing, then you're a fucking idiot.
Right.
So, like, just if you like music, you like music. If you don't, you don't. And if you don't, then you're not going to like our band.
Hey, you like
So-
music, bro? Y'all
Yeah.
like music? Hey, y'all listen to music, man?
Yeah, y'all listen to music, man. I know a guy.
That's a callback. That's
Yeah.
a callback right there.
Nah, man, I'm glad we had this conversation. I'm glad we could do it over drinks, man. We've got a lot. There's a lot of Lone Star beer cans in here. There's a lot of Rattler.
There's only four Lone Star beer cans.
That is a lie.
There's 20, 30, maybe 50. I don't know.
So there's two sides of the story, and then there's the truth. So the truth is that there are 10 beer, 11, 12 beer cans in here, and there's an empty bottle of Devil's River bourbon whiskey, and brunch is still going on for another 10 minutes.
All right, let's do this one thing. I just want to do one thing
Okay,
with Jack.
all right.
You start the note, and then we're going to 5-part harmony this bad boy.
Oh
Yeah.
my God! Can we please? That
We're gonna do this
Yeah, we're
right
gonna
now.
do this.
Jack,
With
we
you
have
as the
it-
bass note. Right?
All
Are you
right.
going to join in? 6-part harmony? All right.
Wait,
All
wait,
right.
wait. Jack, are you?
No, he's going to start. He's going to be the
I'm
B-A-S-E.
baritone.
BAS.
The bass
Okay,
note.
Okay,
You choose, or do you want one of them to choose it? Do you want me to choose it? Who do you want to do it?
you guys choose it.
All right.
You have to pick another note other than me. you asshole. Fuck, Jack, we fucked this up.
All right.
All right, Jack, you
All right.
start it off. Hold on, one more time.
All right.
Jack, one more time.
Jack. Now,
All right.
everyone doing the odds about this shit.
Yeah, I
Come on.
did.
What
Someone
song?
else.
What song? You want me to do a song that I wrote?
No.
No, don't.
Just
Yeah,
a
do a
note.
song. Yeah, do a
Yeah,
song.
Just
do
do a
us the
song.
whole song.
Do a song. One song.
All right.
All right. This is gonna be the first time we ever did a song. We did. Me and Greg did a freestyle.
That's 2-on-1 on episode
It's 2 and
6.
Episode
6? Are we 6?
6. This is episode 6.
Yeah,
Are we-
episode
are we-
6,
wait,
that's
hold on.
2
Are
on
we
1.
singing with you or are we not?
That makes it. Damn it.
You guys can do harmonies in the background, and I'll do it.
Yesterday.
All right. Yo, this is funny. All right. I got a bottle of your favorite brown liquor. It's right here. Yeah. All I need is for you to make a trip and be right here. Yeah. You're a model I could paint the perfect picture. It's right here. All I need you and I need you to be right here. Yeah. I hope you ready. Girl, don't act like that. I need you to come over, girl. You know I mean you hang. Yeah. That must be jelly. This jam don't shake like that. And girl,
I'm so wet
before
right
it's over, wanna show you
Hell
a few
yeah.
things. Yeah. Because I got the love, and you got what I need. And baby, you got the love.
I need that.
I know it's for me. And baby, I got the love. It's something to see. And baby, you got the love. So come and bring it to me. To do the ooh. I got a bottle of your favorite brown liquor. It's right here. All I need is for you to make a trip and be right here. You're mine, I could paint the perfect picture. It's right here.
Too much liquor in this.
Girl, I love you and I miss you and I need you to be right here. right here.
Damn, Jack.
That's fun. That was
Ladies,
fun.
I don't know.
That's
if you,
how we're gonna end the show.
Yeah.
Right there.
I don't know if you're single at all, but damn,
I
I wish he was.
I'll go home with you.
Shit, I'll go home with you.
Yo, man, thank you guys so much for coming through.
Thanks for tolerating. Thanks for tolerating.
Man, let's drink all
That
of our
rules.
half-empty beers.
Oh, he killed a bottle. That rules.
We did clear that bottle.
We ran through a bottle of Devil's River. We ran through a bottle of we ran through like you guys ran through a case of Lone Star. And
Don't tell them; they'll make us pay for it.
they'll be all right. They'll be all right. They can sue us. If they want to. So, man, I want to thank We Were Wolves, man. Go ahead and plug your next few shows, man, if you guys are going to be.
Yeah. We have some shows coming up this summer, but until then, we're writing a new record. So
Dope.
It'll be out here hopefully before we start playing these shows. So, yeah, be done soon. Check out Empty Plans on Spotify, Google Play, Amazon, our website, wewerewolvestx.com. Hit us on any of the social medias. We're Freakaleaks. So,
Freakaleaks.
hit us in the DM. Slide right in.
Hit us in the D.
Yeah. Yeah. Buy our shit, and then we'll see you at our next show. Stay in touch.
This will probably be after South by when it's dropped. But but I'm gonna be at South by.
We're gonna be at South by. We're playing 15 shows.
What is
You guys are playing 15 shows?
Yeah, 15 shows.
That's a lot.
Nah, for real. So every day, from the beginning of the gaming part or the whatever,
interactive?
interactive, all to the end, and the very last day we're playing 2 in a row. So, yeah,
That's incredible.
yeah. Every night, hit us at Styles. We'll be there at 1 a.m.
I think I'm only doing 4. So
Oh yeah. We'll link
so
up.
far I'm doing 4. We'll
Yeah.
definitely link up together and
Yeah, let's do it.
hang out. There's a good chance that we could be out podcasting on a whole day. We might take a whole day and start.
We'll be
podcasting.
there.
And so we're just gonna bring some guys in and maybe bring you guys back.
Yeah.
And,
If not,
See
we'll
how
be
this
here.
sounds.
Drive us there, it'll be even better. Because we should be there already, but probably if you can drive us, it'd be cool for us.
Our luck with vans and stuff, we're bad. Yeah.
you guys gotta stop buying rapey vans.
Shitty ass vans.
Yeah. You guys are buying those. You guys are buying Volkswagen vans.
Yeah, we had like the police auction vans. Like someone's been murdered in here.
Paddy
we'll
wagons.
Take it. Yeah, we'll take that.
Paddy wagons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever, man.
It's full of patty melts.
Todd drives patty melts.
Yeah, Todd's patty wagon is a van full of patty melts.
melts.
All right, that's good.
And thank God.
Todd's paddy wagon is a van full of patty melts.
He should have a food truck. It's a burger truck called Todd's Patty Wagon.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
Oh no, like Todd and Tubo are like trying to rev up to like really roast me because
They want to roast
me and
you.
Greg roasted the shit out of them.
Did you get 'em?
They deserve
Oh,
it.
yes, they deserve it. Absolutely, they deserve it. I'm trying to tell them that they deserve it, but it's whatever. Tubo's a mental midget, so he's just,
Oh.
that's what it is. That's the problem right there.
Yes,
That
yes.
He's a problem with people of average height.
Yeah.
So, and Todd has a problem with people of average weight, and
That was the best joke of the night.
Yeah.
Holy shit, we were waiting for that all
Todd
night.
Todd doesn't miss a meal. So thank you guys, man. I appreciate it. This is the Jack of
Thank
All
you.
Trade podcast. I had a great time. This is my first time actually drinking on the podcast. This is another first. So thank you to my lovely group of white people. My first group of white people.
Thank you for
You guys are
letting us
making
be
white
white.
history.
You're welcome. Right, harmony. 1, 2, 3. You're welcome.
That's great.
That's dope, man. Thank you guys so much, man. We out of here.
If you wanna ride, you better make up your mind and choose up. If you wanna roll in the passenger seat of my car, you better make mind